Today I'd like to show you how I experimented with making my own multicolor LED cake pan lights. To make my red, green, blue cake pan light, I got 3 different strips for each color. The cake pan itself wasn't deep enough to fit all of these light strips into it, so I took some aluminum flashing and made it into a ring and applied all 3 strips to the inside of it. The actual adhesive that's used on the strips wasn't strong enough to stick to the aluminum, so I wound up using a hot glue gun. Once all of my strips were attached, I was able to put my light ring into the cake pan. Then I taped it to the cake pan, so if I ever wanted to change things in the future, it would be easy to disassemble. I then drilled a hole in the side and attached my mounting bracket. I drilled 1 hole in the cake pan for the wires to go through. Then I drilled holes in my project box for 3 different dimmer switches, 1 for each color. I ordered my dimmer switches from eBay. You don't want to use the dimmer switches that you see ads for on Amazon. They look easy and convenient to use, but they dim the lights by flickering them at a high rate. And this flicker will be apparent when you shoot video. I wired up my dimmer switches. It's good to test your lights often when wiring them up. You don't want to wire everything together and then have to spend time figuring out which connection is loose. Now that I had a red, green, blue light, I wanted to go bigger. I then decided to make an extra big cake pan light. Because no extra large cake pans were for sale, I wound up buying an aluminum pizza pan and folded some aluminum flashing to turn it into a large cake pan shape. I then attached the aluminum flashing to the pizza pan with rivets. I cut a hole in the middle, the video which is missing, so that I could turn this large cake pan light into a ring light and also have more real estate for applying LED strips. I applied my daylight LED strips to the outside ring of the cake pan and my multicolor LEDs to the inside ring of the cake pan. I also added a piece of hardware to the back in case I want to mount a camera with 15mm rods to the back of this light at some point and use it as a gigantic ring light. While testing the multicolor lights, I found that the very big light just works best as a large softbox. The multicolored lights aren't very powerful, so the effect they have on the light is the same as a filter that's used to change the color temperature of a light. If I turn all of the white lights off of the very big light and just use the color light, it's a moderately strong color light. The red, green, blue light is just fun. You've got 3 knobs and you can just mess around with the color with those 3 knobs. It might not be as cool as a color light that you can use a remote control or control with your phone, but it's pretty good. And here you see I'm getting some ring light action into the mix. And if you look really close at the eyes, you can see the ring of the ring light. With the ring light, you can choose just how much color is coming in from the sides, because the ring light will drown out a lot of that color light. And the color can go from dominating to just being an accent on the side. And that's how I did it. Hope you enjoyed this video.